Now lastly, let's talk about conversion tracking and optimizing your campaigns for better results with doing some tweaking. First, go to conversion tracking, and usually you have to turn this on if you don't already have it turned on. What we're going to use is conversion page code that you put on every page. That keeps track of what is converting for you. Once you've turned that on, when you go back to your campaign management, you'll see that these appear over on this side. The conversion rate, the cost per conversion, and the number of conversions appear over here. This enables you at a glance to figure out how much you're paying per conversion. Once you set it up, all you got to do is go over here and get the conversion code. And then you pick which kind you're after. If it's a purchase, for instance, you're selling a product, you'll want this type. A lead is somebody that you need to follow up with. Like it says over here, if someone's filled out a contact form, you might want to put it on the contact form. Sign up, if somebody signed up to your subscription page, for instance, you're on your squeeze page, on the thank you page, you'd put the code on there. And then views a key page, that just tells them how many people have landed on this certain page. So in this case, we're actually going to be tracking a purchase or a sale, so we continue. Then what you do, you're allowed to pick a certain ad format here, and then you can change the colors here if you want. Then we continue. And it'll generate a page code for us. Okay, then down here, you need to select a security level. So if you're behind an HTTPS server, make sure that you select HTTPS. Otherwise, all you have to do is grab this code and copy it into your clipboard and then paste it onto a page. If you click continue, it just tells you that it's complete. And if you were to click on your ad and then go to the conversion page, you would find that you would show up here, you would see something on your conversion tracking. So that's really all there is to it. You take this tracking code and you just put it on the page you want to go. Now, in the case of promoting affiliate programs, some of them will be able to track it for you and some of them won't. If they give you a place where you can enter your Google tracking code, you can place the tracking ID in there, and then when you get a conversion, it will actually show up in your Google statistics. Here's an example of an affiliate program that does that for you. You can see that the Google Adwords tracking ID goes in here. You can also put in your Yahoo and your Microsoft Ad Center in here. Now let's have a look at what our tracking code looks like. I'll just open it up in Notepad here. Now here's the code that Google created for us. And you notice right here it says Google conversion ID and equals 10704, whatever. You'll see this on your code as well. If we go back to this website, we'll see that that's the code that is placed in here. So what will happen is if I make a sale through a Google AdWords ad, this will be tracked by the conversion tracking. Once it goes through the thank you page of this affiliate program, it will record a sale on Google as well, and it will keep track of my conversion statistics so that I can keep track of the cost per conversion. Well, that's about it for conversion tracking. Now let's go over how to tweak our campaign a little bit to improve its performance after it's been running for a while. An important part of any AdWords campaign is to be continually tweaking it. You should check it every day and just see how it's performing. Now this one hasn't been going long enough for us to tell anything from it yet, but I'll tell you the steps that I would go through. First, I would look at our average position and make sure we're in the top 8. This is very good, so I wouldn't really adjust anything here. But if I was going to, here's what I would do. I would go into each campaign and I would look at the keywords. and then put your cursor over here, and it tells you how your quality score is. These ones are great, so we don't really have anything to do in this campaign at this time. Let's go to the next one. Let's have a look into this one here. Now we're going to look in here. First of all, if you have any inactive keywords, you should have a look at them. What you'll see is a message down here that says that the keyword is inactive for search, and it'll tell you why. What you want to do is see if you are going to want that keyword to be back into the search results. And if you are, you might have to increase the bids. Another thing I would do is after it's been running for a couple of days, if you've got keywords in here that haven't got any impressions in them yet, you might want to start clearing those out. The other thing you might want to do is if you get some keywords after a couple of days that have a lot of impressions but no clicks, you might want to get rid of them too, because what that ends up doing is lowering your rate of click, or your click-through rate, which in turn will end up costing you more per click over the long run. Now the other thing I've already mentioned is with your ads. Now at this point we haven't had any clicks yet, so it's hard to say, but you would look at the number of clicks per ad and the percentage of times that they were shown and determine which one isn't performing as well as the others, and then I would delete that ad and I would write a new one and put it in here. Then I would continue to do that every couple of days just to see how it's going. And the last thing I would do is I would, every couple of days, I would see if there's some other keyword set that I could put in here that I don't have already, and I would create a new campaign or a new ad group, and I would add that new ad group in here with the new keywords and new ads for that, and see how it tracks. The other thing you want to look for is ads that just aren't converting at all. If you have a campaign, for instance, and you've had 100 clicks or something like that, and you've spent $30 or $40, and you haven't had any sales yet, you might want to keep a close eye on it for the next day or two. After you've got about a $80 to $100 spend and you haven't made any money, then you're going to have to write that one off as a loss rather than keep going with it, because it's probably not going to work. That's the magic number I use anyway. You might want to set a lower number like $50 or something like that to determine when it's not performing well enough for your liking. Well, that's all you need to know to create a effective Google AdWords campaign. In this video series, you learned how to find a product that converts, how to set up a landing page, and how to set up the campaigns so they get traffic to that page and make money from commissions. That concludes the video series.